Kristie Green and I'm with Coppermine Fitness. I am going to be doing yoga sculpt this morning. So what you'll need is a mat and some weights. So if you want to go ahead and get them, we're going to get started right away. I'm a little late, had to re-sign into everything and had a little difficulty there. But we're going to get right into this. So go ahead and get into child's pose, bringing your toes together at the back of the mat. Spreading your knees to the width of the mat and then reaching your arms straight out in front of you, feeling that nice long stretch through your body. Go ahead and start your breathing. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Breathe in, and this time we're going to exhale through our mouth, not our nose. We're going to breathe in through our nose and exhale through our mouth to release the heat that we're going to be creating throughout our practice today. So take another deep breath in, a breath out, another breath in, another breath out. Feeling our bodies stretching, pulling those shoulders down our back, just getting a really nice full stretch here. We're going to take another inhale and another exhale. And we're going to bring ourselves up to a tabletop position. So we're going to have our shoulders over our wrists. We're going to have our hips over our knees. And we're going to go ahead and take a deep inhale here. And when we inhale, we're going to drop our stomach down. We're going to look up where the ceiling and the wall meet. We're going to have a nice stretch. We're going to lift our hips up towards the sky, feeling that arch in our back. And then when we exhale, we're going to round everything up and we're going to come into our cat pose. So inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Another inhale. Another exhale. One more inhale. And one more exhale. We're going to come back to our neutral spine. And we're going to start off with some leg work. So if you want to, you can put a weight behind your knee. You do not have to. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start. I'm going to flip this way. We're going to start with our right leg. So we're going to keep that weight in there if you choose. If you don't choose, you don't have to. We're going to lift straight up and back. We're going to bring it down, and then we're going to lift out to the side. So up and back, out. Up and back, out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one here. Then we're going to hold it back and we're going to pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it in. We're going to take it out to the side and pulse it out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring it in. We're going to switch it over to our left. So put that weight behind that left knee. We're going to lift it up and out. Up and out. Up, out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one here. Then we're going to take it back and we're going to pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1, let's take it out and pulse it. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it on in. Remove that weight. We're still working on those legs, so we're going to take it up, and we're going to bring it out, and we're going to bring it back and in. So up, out, back, in. Up, out, back, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bringing it down, we're going to switch over to the other side. So it's lift, stretch out, bring it back and down. Lift, out, back, down. Lift, out, back, down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, this is the last one. Do one more just for good measure. There we go. Now we're going to take this foot out to the side and we're just going to lift and lower here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take it straight back. We're going to lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, keeping that core tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch over to the other side. Take it out and tap it down and lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take it back, and we're going to lift and lower. Keeping that core tight. Don't get an arch in that back as you're doing this. Keep it tight. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on in. Got one more for us. We're going to take it out to the side and we're going to lift, bring it back, and bring it forward. Back and forward. Back and forward. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it out and just pulse it. A little pulses up and down. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and take it down. Let's go on over to the left side. So we're taking it out to the side and then we're going to lift and lower. Let's go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up there and pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring that leg in. Go ahead and stretch back into child's pose. Stretching out those hips a little bit, stretching out your legs. Come on back up to tabletop. We're going to go ahead Still working on those legs. We're going to lift lift our knees right off the mat. We're going to tap our knees in together. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to just hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse them in again. Tap those knees for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse them in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to tap our right foot back and bring it in. We're going to tap the left back and bring it in. Staying on those toes. Back, back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just holding here. We're going to bring our chest. We're going to lift our glutes up. And we're going to push on back to our first down dog. So go ahead and pedal out those feet. Shaking out those legs a little. We're going to take a deep inhale here. And an exhale. We're going to look forward. We're going to travel to the top of our mat. We're going to come into a half lift. We're going to go ahead and drop those hands back down. We're going to grab opposite elbows. We're going to allow ourselves just to hang here, sway back and forth a little. Go ahead and drop those hands. We're going to come, take a deep inhale, bring ourselves all the way up to standing. We're going to bring our hands down to heart center. We're going to close our eyes and make an intention for our practice today. Maybe to push ourselves for an extra rep, go up on our weight, wherever you are, whatever your intention. Maybe just to find peace in yourself today. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, let those hands drop down. We're going to inhale to high mountain. We're going to exhale, we're going to come into our first chair pose. So we're going to separate our ankles, our heels. We're going to keep our big toes to touch. We're then going to sit back and down. So you really want to move the glute back and down. We're going to come to our first chair pose. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We'll go ahead and do pulses. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we're going to step back to our high plank. We're going to chaturanga. We're going to inhale, up dog. We're going to exhale, down dog. We're going to take a couple breaths here. Take a deep inhale, a deep exhale. We're going to bring our big toes to touch. We're going to lift that right leg straight up and back. We're going to bring it into our right tricep. We're going to take it straight back. We're going to bring it into our left tricep. We're going to take it straight back. We're going to bring it into our nose. Then we're going to extend out and bring it into our chest, making our spine nice and long, holding it up close. We're going to step it through. We're going to come right on up to a crescent lunge. We're then going to open on up to our warrior two. Remembering a nice 90-degree bend in that front knee. Your back foot should go parallel to the mat. and should be straight. We're going to reverse our warrior. Then we're going to plant our hands down, step our foot back. We're going to chaturanga. We're going to inhale, up dog. We're going to exhale, down dog. Taking a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Go ahead and bring those big toes to touch. We're going to lift that left leg straight up and back. We're going to bring it into our left tricep. We're going to take it back. We're going to bring it into our right tricep. We're going to take it back. We're going to bring it into our nose. Then we're going to extend long and bring it into our chest, looking forward. We're going to step it on through. We're going to come up to our high crescent lunge. We're going to open up to our warrior two. We're going to reverse our warrior, and we're going to come and chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale, down dog. Taking a deep breath here. And inhale and exhale. We're going to look forward. We're going to travel to the top of our mat. We're going to come into our chair pose again. We're going to bring those hands down to heart center, and we're going to pulse in our chair pose. Really quickly, when using weights, we always bend at our knees to pick them up. Everything's going to always come through heart center first. When we do our warrior twos from now on, we're going to be at bent arms, heel goal. And when we reverse our warrior, we're going to punch that weight straight to the ceiling, not going back. Then we'll pull those weights in, pivot to the front of the room, plant them down, and then chaturanga. So, we're still in our chair pose. Let's go ahead and grab our weights, our sculpting weights. We're going to come back to our chair pose. We're going to do 8 more pulses. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take these weights. We're going to take them up overhead. We want to keep that core tight. We don't want to arch out our back. We want to keep that in. And we're going to lift and lower. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just pulse it here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring them up, bring them to heart center. We're now going to take them back, and we're going to lift and lower. Bring them to your hips, and then taking them straight back. For 8, 7, palms should be facing each other. 5, 4, 3, stop at the hips. 2, 1, turn those hands up, and let's just do tiny pulses. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them back in. Let's all stand up. Shake out those legs for a minute. You need it. Not just stay in your chair pose. We're going to bring them up and behind our head. We're going to lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just pulse it here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it all the way up. We're going to bring them down. We're going to take them back. So lift, in, lift, in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms facing each other and pulse them together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them into heart center. This is the last round. We can do this. Let's go. Lift and lower. Lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them up. Bring them down into heart center. We're going to take them back, starting at our hips. Let's go. Lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those weights back into heart center. Lift them all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lift. This should feel good. Really shoot those hips back and up and feel that nice stretch in that back. We're going to go ahead and step back to our chaturanga. We're going to hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up dog into our down dog. Taking a deep inhale, a deep exhale. One more inhale. We're going to bring those toes together. We're going to go ahead and lift up that right leg. We're going to bring it in to our right tricep. We're going to take it to our left. Bring it back to the right and left. Windshield wipers. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into your chest. Look forward. Step it through. Go ahead and pick up those sculpting weights. We're going to come on up with those weights coming to heart center first to a crescent lunge. We're going to bring those weights back down to our side. And we're going to lift and lower. Lift. Regular bicep curls here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to hold them at heart center. We're going to tap our back foot in and back, in and back. Let's go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and reach it all the way back. Bringing those weights back to our side again. We're going to do bicep curls. Let's go. Lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing them to heart center. Tap in. My hip on my left side is a little sore today, but we're tapping in and back, trying to stay in that Crescent Lunge, which I'm not demonstrating very well. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Bring those weights down to our side. Let's go. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 8. You can bend down if you want to. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold in the middle and pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them to heart center. We're going to step in and out. So in and out. Let's go. Tap it back. Bring it in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go ahead and open on up to our warrior 2. We're going to bring those weights down to our side. We're going to lift up, up, down, down. So up, up, down, down, up, down, down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take it up and pulse it back here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it up. We're going to reach them up and down, up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them all the way down. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Lift, lift, lower, lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to hold it up. We're going to pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them on down. We're just going to lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shake them out for a second. We got our last round to do, and we got this. We can do it. Let's go. Lift, lift, lower, lower. 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 4, 3, 2, last one here, 1. Okay, we're going to take it up and pulse it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take them up. We're going to pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shake out those arms, put those weights down. We're gonna come on up to a star pose, which we know what that means. The start of our cardio. So get those weights out of the way. We always start off with our 10 star jacks, and then we're gonna go right into high knees. So let's get going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High knees, let's go. Get them up, get them up. Get them moving, get them moving. Should feel good. Adding in some cardio. We're still working those leg muscles, working our lungs, giving our arms a little break. Butt kickers. We're gonna come to the back of our mat. We're gonna take a big jump forward, and we're gonna football shuffle back. So jump, football shuffle back. Jump, football shuffle back. Can you make it all the way to the end of your mat? 4, 3, 2. We're just going to do football shuffles up and down after this one. So, up and back, and forward, and back. Can you get further down into those legs? In 4, we're going to go to jumping jacks. In 3, 2, last one. 1, jack it out. If you want to cross at the bottom, add a little more, you can do that. If you just want to step out, you can also do this. So wherever you are, let's keep moving. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. 1. Just tap it side to side. Hopping side to side. Forward and back. Side to side. And just tap it down. Whew. So we're going to grab those sculpting weights again. We're going to come into a plie squat. So we're going to turn our toes so they face either side of the mat. Both sides of the mat, I should say. The front and the bottom. We're going to bring our weights down and bring them to our heart. We're just going to pulse here. Up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lift up our right heel. We're pulsing up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Just the center, lower and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold for 4, 3, 2. Lift up that left foot. The left heel is off the ground. We're going up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it. Giving that heel up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that heel. We're going center for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Up on your heels. Your toes. Lift those, both your left and your right heel off the ground. We're going up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Exhale to warrior 2. Reverse that warrior. Pull those weights to heart center. Plant them on the ground. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. We're going to roll out to a high push-up. We're going to start with wide arm push-ups. Let's go lower and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk them in. We're going to chaturanga and hold. We're going to come all the way up. We're going to go down and hold. Up. Hold. Keep that core tight and down. Holding. Up and back. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Bring those big toes to touch. We're going to take that left leg up and back. We're going to bring it into our left tricep. We're going to take it to our right and to our left and right. Left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into your chest. Look forward. Step it on through. Grab those weights. Coming back to our crescent lunge. This time we're going to do hammer bicep curls. So we're going to hold the weights like we're holding a bottle. And we're going to start out. So we're just going to bring them up and down. up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them at center. We're going to bring our right foot in and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back. Let's curl it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them in. Let's tap. Staying low in that front leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Hammer curls. Let's go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them at center. We're going to tap it in and out. Let's go. Whoa, I'm losing my... For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come on up to Crescent Lunge. We're going to open ourselves up to Warrior 2. What we're going to first do is wide arm bicep curls. So we're going to have them out to our side. We're going to bend for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse them down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them straight out for 8. You can keep movement in the lower body if you want. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them in. Let's go. All the way up and down. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Let's go. Last round. Up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them on in. We're going to come up to a star pose. We're going to turn those feet out. And we're going to pull our right arm back, lift our left arm. Then opposite, down, up. So one arm goes front, One arm goes back, and then we rotate. 6. This is 2. This will be our last one. Now we're just going to pull straight up and down, up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both arms straight out. Lift, lift. No swing there. It's all muscle lift. So don't swing. Keep those shoulders down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lift one back and one front. Back and front. Back, back. For 8, 7, 6, 5. This is 4, 3, 2. You want that elbow to come back the same level as your shoulder. Last one, let's go. Lift center, center, both of them. Four, 3, 2, 1. Straight out and in. Out and in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, right into the one arm back, 2, 1. Let's go. We've been here, we know this. Keeping that core tight the whole time. You know it's challenging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Center lift, up, up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight out. Lift, lift, lift. This is the last time here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those weights down. We're going to hold them at chest center. We're going to get a little obliques in here. Front, back, center, front, center, back, center, front, back, front, back, front. 3, 2, 1. Come back to the right. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Twist, center, twist, center. You can add a punch in with that and extend your arm out with a weight in it, or you can just take your weight down. Wherever you want to be is where you should be. If you want to just stay with your weights at center, stay with your weights at center. You're getting a great workout. Wherever you are, just make sure you're at your max. For 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we're going to take it over. We're going to pulse to the back, to our left. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Front, back. Up to star pose. We're going to exhale into our warrior 2. We're going to reverse that warrior. We're going to plant those weights down onto the ground. And we're going to do mountain climbers. Let's go. In and out. Get the opposite knee to opposite tricep. You want to get it up there. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come to a high plank. We're just going to hold that high plank. Making sure our shoulders are down our back. We're holding nice and tall. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, we're going to do jacks, and 2, 1. So out and in, out and in. You can always just tap out and in. Wherever you are, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take it down to your forearms for a forearm plank. We're just going to hold here. Keeping that core nice and tight. This is really good core work. Do we have another set of jacks? I think we do. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hold. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward and back. Forward and back. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hold. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way down. Roll on over to your back. We're going to do some core work, and then we're out of here. So, let's go ahead and place our hands behind our head, pushing our back totally onto the ground. Make sure you can feel your whole back down there. And we're going to lift and lower. So lift, lift, crunch for 8, 7, 6. Keep your chin off your chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it all the way down. Tabletop those legs. Let's go, lift and lower. For 8, 7, look up at the ceiling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it up. Remember, the further away your knees are from your hips, going out towards your feet, the harder it gets. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hold. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those legs straight up. Flex those feet and lift. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse them up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees. We're doing bicycles, in and out. Let's go. Try to get that shoulder up to the knee, not the elbow. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Take those feet straight up. Go ahead and put your hands underneath your hips, or you can put them out to the side, or you can keep them back behind your head. We're going to lower the right. We're going to lower the left to tap the right, and lift, and lift. For 8. Try to keep the right foot off the mat. 7, 6, 5, 4. Pressing that back down to the ground. 2, 1. Bring them both up. We're going to lower the left, tap the right. Let's go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to reach our right arm to our left foot. Reach your arm to your right. So tap, 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 tap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring those legs down. Full body stretch. Take a deep inhale here. And on your exhale, come on up to boat. We're going to be real quick on boat. We're going to do some Russian twists. So if you have a weight and you want to hold it, you can. If you want to bring your feet down to this part, that's perfectly fine. We're going to twist to our right, center, left, center. Right, center, left, center. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Just hold it. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Full body stretch. We're going to go ahead and cross over our right leg onto our left knee. We're going to push that right thigh out. This is pigeon on your back. You want to pull your left knee in and feeling that stretch a little bit more. Go ahead and do that. You really want to feel that nice opening in your right hip right now. If you don't feel it, try to lift that leg straight up. Try to pull in on that knee a little bit more. Go ahead and release that side. We're going to cross our left over our right. This hip is bothering me today, so this really feels good. Pushing that left knee out. If you want more of a stretch, go ahead and lift up that right foot, using your left elbow to keep pushing on that left knee as you grab behind your right knee and pull that in towards your chest. You'll feel more of that stretch in that hip. Whew. I can feel it. Feels good in that little bit of pain, feeling good way. Go ahead and release that leg. Take those legs straight out in front of you. We're going to come up to a nice forward fold. We're going to do a little different of a stretch today. So we're going to take our right foot and we're just going to bend it, bringing that heel up to our glutes. We're going to take that left foot and we're going to put it on the outside of our right knee. If you can. If you can't, right here is fine. I mean, that might be a great enough stretch for you. If you can, then here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand and we're going to reach it behind us as far as we can. We're going to take our right arm and we're going to just place that right elbow on the outside of that left knee. And just twisting your body over. You might want to release a little bit on your inhales, twist a little bit more on your exhales. So you might want to release. Nice tall spine. When you feel complete on that side, go ahead and release those legs again. Shake them out for a minute. Then you're going to bring your left foot towards your right glute, almost the outside of your right glute. Then you're going to take your left foot and cross it in front of your right knee. Then we're going to come up nice and tall. We're going to open up and reach our right arm behind us. We're going to take our left arm and put it on the outside of our right knee. And then we're going to just try to twist, looking towards, back towards our left hand almost. You're going to feel that stretch. And as you twist, you want to kind of push on the outside of that knee. And you'll feel it through your back, through your hips. It feels good. You can breathe in, release a little. Breathe out, expand, and extend more. When you're all complete on this side, you can go ahead and release them. Take any other stretch that you might need, or if you are ready, coming on to down into Shavasana, closing your eyes, just relaxing into the mat, allowing yourself this time to just come back into your body, come back into whatever, your mom self or your working self, wherever you are at this point, getting ready to go back to that. After this hour, I hope of some separation from all that, so that you can just relax and get a workout in. Again, my name's Kristie Green. I'm with Coppermine. You can find all of our videos on the Coppermine website, Bear Hills. They're all there. You do my yoga sculpts anytime. There's also yoga. There's also strength classes. There's bar classes in there. Great group of classes, great instructors that we have there. So check those all out. We are also open, and we have classes at our new location in Pikesville. We also have classes going on at Bear Hills. They're very limited, so make sure you sign up for the class beforehand. You don't want to get in there and not be able to get a bike or get a space. I will be teaching Yoga Sculpt tomorrow outside, right at Bear Hills. So if you want to come and join me there, I would love to see you. Otherwise, I will be back on Thursday, and I hope to see you all then. Have a great week until then. Bye.